Welcome back. Today we will be redesigning CHASCA from Genshin Impact. So CHASCA has been a character I've wanted to redesign since I first laid eyes on her. She is just very inconsistent. She's very asymmetrical. I hate her colors. There are so many things, even non-culturally, that they just did wrong with this character design. Basically, the main things we're going to go over is color, her silhouette, and also the cultural representation that they cut out of her. So first, the colors. In the original design, there's a lot of black. It's very skin tight, and the part that's not black is usually very brightly colored. The issue I have with the black parts is both her pants and her shirt are not full pieces of clothing. They do not function as like one piece of a shirt or one piece of pants. They kind of like are sewn together such as like fabric, and it really irks me because it damages her silhouette a lot because it's not actually doing a shape. It's doing multiple lines and not actually going through with making a cohesive shirt that would actually work. And I'm fine with like having fantasy garments, but this like reaches a point where it's like her boobs are just kind of wrapped, and it's very odd, especially with the fact that both she has very high-waisted shorts, which her ass is kind of falling out of, and then you also have her shirt where her chest is really pushed together. And that doesn't make for a great silhouette because also you have like ridiculous pieces of fabric just flying off, and they don't have consistency what color because everything's saturated to the same degree and everything's around the same like brightness level, so it's very mid-tony and doesn't have a lot of contrast, and it irks me so badly. So I've talked to my friends about this so much, but I wanted to basically redesign her because it's crazy. But okay, we're getting into the meat now because I actually have to talk about her design. Her name is an indigenous god from Peru, and these people speak this language. I don't want to butcher it. All my links will be in the description. I genuinely loved learning about this culture, and it increased my anger towards Genshin for ignoring all of it. I used references and articles about their culture to develop her design, which is actually really interesting because you can buy stuff that's still made by this tribe nowadays, which is actually incredibly interesting. Women from this area are actually very specific with the hats that they wear, and their hats actually describe themselves. The hats have very specific colors and flowers from their home to show others they interact with where they're from. For CHASCA's redesign, she's from a specific tribe in Natlan, so I chose a flower specific to that area, which is, I think, the horn shroom. It's purple and yellow, which actually kind of fit with the colors I put her in. Since she's named after the god of twilight in the culture she's supposed to be from, I shifted her colors to be a bit more cohesive. Lord, the other ones were not. I really love the contrast I got because I tried to blend like the cooler tones with, I tried to go across cool tones because it genuinely looks like how you would imagine Twilight. Also Twilight Sparkle. So another fact that I learned was the people of Peru tell stories through clothing. I took this and ran with it. On both her hat and her coat, I incorporated small sigils that describe her life. First is her abandonment because of her chronic illness. Sadly, I don't know much about it and how it affects her. If I did, I would have incorporated it more into her design. But anyway, this abandonment, meant she was raised outside of human society. So I did a small baby symbol and then a saurian and then I did a little symbol of the saurian she was based off of. That's another thing. She doesn't really hold a lot of resemblance to the saurian. So that's why I incorporated the hot pink and pastels into the design, because it actually, like, incorporates that part of the bird into her. And that's also why I gave her 3 braids, because the bird has, like, really long feathers on both of its wings and its tail, so I thought it could give the silhouette of that. The next 2 symbols were the sun and a fist. The sun was to represent Natlan and how she becomes more ingrained into the nation as she grows older. Along with the sun, I have a fist. The fist represents her mindset. In both the mythology and Genshin, she is said to be a peacekeeper. Reading her wiki page, I actually enjoyed how she thought about conflict when first getting introduced to humans. She didn't understand how Saurians could break quote-unquote break laws when she couldn't. This makes her even more connected to the environment. She keeps the peace through both being tough and empathetic. This also is why I kept her shorter pants, though making needed adaptations, not making them scraps of fabric. But she needs to run and be able to fight. That's why I kept them very, very short. And then I also put in the Peruvian silhouette through her top half, so I had more freedom under her garbs. So I had more freedom with her pants, with her hair, with her arms, if I kept the top half, like, at least culturally representing her. But, it just really frustrated me that they kind of threw out everything that she did. That she's supposed to represent. And this just shows a bigger problem with Genshin, and if you want me to redesign anyone else, please tell me, because I will do it. I'm currently working on Malvika, but I don't know if you guys have any recommendations for that. I am so willing to hear them. So thank you so much for watching this video. Like and subscribe. God, I feel cringe. But thank you so much.